Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, Taurus. So this is your reading for the end of June, so the last week of June. So it is the 29th of June 2020. So welcome, Taurus, to my YouTube channel. I'm Lesley Ormsby, and I'm a psychic medium, a healer, a teacher, and a spiritual and mystical things, and so much more. So part of the so much more is that I do these weekly readings, and well, and monthly ones is too, but as well. But this month I'm not going to be doing a monthly one in the way that I used to. It's just going to continue with the weekly ones, and there's going to be something else for the monthly at the end of this week or beginning of next month. So it's interesting. So the crossover of times. Anyhow, so anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel, Taurus, and for those of you who haven't, who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I want to say thank you very much for supporting my growth in my channel, and I encourage those of you who haven't subscribed yet to do that now or at the end of the video. And what that does is it just helps me to grow my channel, so then YouTube allow me to be able to do other things, and then I'm able to create more content and share the messages that come through from Spirit to as many people as possible. So I also want to say thank you and welcome to those of you who have come across this video on my Facebook page. So you may be watching this on there. And thank you once again to those of you who have liked and followed me on my Facebook page. Yeah, I really appreciate your support on there now. So as well. So yeah, and also invite you to follow me on that page as well, on my Facebook page, and so that would be cool as well. So feel free to leave a thumbs up or a like on either platform, and or leave a comment as well. I'm always curious to see how it pans out for people, or to find out how it pans out for people. So anyway, these reads are for whether you are watching or looking for information, whether this is Taurus in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. So if you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a calculator on it, and that can work it out for you, and then you'll find out what your other signs are, so you can check out. Like for me, I follow my sun sign, which is our star sign, more so, and I'm a Gemini, but I would check out what my moon or my emotions, rising, soul, or Venus love signs have in for me as well sometimes, just to give me an all-round comprehensive overview of what could be coming up for me, and or what I'm in, or some confirmation of what I am already in right now, or whatever, depending on where I am with what I'm processing, if I am. So anyway, so the other thing is, you will find that the way that I do the readings is slightly different. So it's coming through with a little bit more information and energetically and healing ways. So, and I'm going to be using the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck today, which is this deck here. And I've had a few people miss it the other week. So, and I've been encouraged to or drawn to use them again this week, as well as with other people's requests. So if there are any requests and you find there are some cards out there that you are interested in, I'm happy to look at them and see if I resonate with them and bring them in as well. So the other thing is that I have had Kuan Yin's energy around me a lot lately, especially over these last couple of weeks. I mean, she has come into my energy with and done some work with me on and off throughout the years, but she's come back in again. So, and I've noticed her come closer to me over these last few days as well. So, and I came across, I went into town today, and to a crystal shop where I work from on certain days of the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of the week, generally. And I was drawn to these cards, and to have a look what cards were on the shelf, and I'm thinking, saw these, immediately knew why I was drawn to them, because she has been around me. So and you know, and like encouraged me to bring them today. So these are, like I say, brand new. So I am going to pull a card from there and read from the book this time as to what the messages that she has, or the message that she has for you with this particular card. Anyway, so starting from the crystal, and then I'll pull a couple of cards from the tarot deck as well. So the first crystal card out is sodalite. So sodalite encourages rational thought, objectivity, truth, and intuition, along with verbalization of feelings. Sodalite brings emotional balance and calms panic attacks. It also helps self-esteem, self-acceptance, self-trust. And helps balance the metabolism, boost the immune system, and overcome calcium deficiencies. So sodalite is number 52 in the deck. So 52 is about energy and 2 is about relationships. So there may be something going on with you about, energy, maybe a little bit erratic, or it could be, you know, like a little bit, it could be a little bit out of balance with some relationships that are in your life. So some of you, I'm feeling around work relationships, as well as, you know, obviously it could be like a bit of both. Okay, so there's whatever it is for you, it could be work, could be home, could be family, you know, it could be, you know, partner or a spouse, it could be, you know, siblings or whatever. It could be members of the community or some sort of community group, or that you're working in, or even within your business. So there's about balancing, about energy within there. So 5 is about energy, is seeing as everything as being energy and vibrations. So, and 2 is about the relationship. So there may, like I say, there may be somebody that's coming into your life through family. It could be a blended family, could be, you know, new children coming in, a new partner. For you, for some of you, it could be, you know, like a step parent coming in. It could be like a new business partner, or a new partner, or a new partner that's for somebody in your family situation. And it could be even somebody, you know, like a new friend that comes into your space. But basically, you know, 2 is about, like I say, relationships, how we relate to them, but also them to us. I'm also getting, like, often there's this at the moment, often lately they're just reminding about, you know, relationships with ourselves as well. And, you know, because they're, you know, with the way the energy is changing. And so it goes back to like self-esteem, self-acceptance, self-trust, like with the sodalite, okay? Building on our relationship with ourselves and our body, okay? Anyway, so that's what that is about. So blue for me is like, what doesn't, you know, with sodalite, it's about communication, you know, and allowing ourselves to, you know, communicate and speak our truth, and, you know, and looking within our truth. And it's like, because like it says, it's verbalization of feelings, getting it out. So then we have rhodonite. Rhodonite is number 47 in the deck. So rhodonite is a stone of compassion, an emotional balancer that clears away emotional wounds and scars from the past, and that nurtures love. It stimulates, clears, and activates the heart. Rhodonite grounds energy, balances yin-yang, and aids in achieving one's highest potential. It heals emotional shock and panic. So number 47, 4 is about grounding. And you know, security and foundation, basically security in all areas of your life, like in all directions of life, okay, or where you're wanting to go to or looking towards going to. So it's either building it or being in one. And you're creating one. So foundation, which draws me to, you know, about with foundation is about the root chakra or the base chakra. So which typically would mean for me like being in within the family or within finances, which is, you know, like building that security financially and family wise, okay, and grounding our ourselves, our energy within that, okay. Well, let me see, where are they going with that? Yeah, okay, and 7 is about creation, and learning and realizing that we are, you know, and that we are the creator of whatever it is that we want in life, you know, that we are the creator, whether it be money, finance, you know, family, that foundation and that stability, and creating that stability, you know, that security within it. So that's what's rooted, that's what that energy is, 7 is about. So it's really like grounding yourself and knowing that you are the creator and that it is there. And, you know, and that energetically wise with the 5, you know, that's about creating it, manifesting, being in the best possible space. So it's like watching and being mindful about what you're thinking, doing, saying, feeling, and how you're putting it out there, okay, and what you're doing in your energy, okay, energy-wise. So then we have Smithsonite, okay, and that is 551 in the deck. So there's something around with, you know, with this energy, seeing everything as being energy and vibration, and like we're just talking about that, being mindful about what we're putting out there, because, you know, it's like if you're putting out negative thoughts, you're going to get negative things happening, or not good things happening. If you're putting out, you know, rah sort of energy, that's what you're going to feel back, or that's what you're going to get back. So it's being mindful about what you're, you know, what you're wanting to achieve, basically, and what you're wanting to create in your life. So there's a new beginning, because number 1 is about new beginnings. Okay, it's about being one with all, a new beginning or a new rebirth in some way or form. But basically, it's really about being one with the self. Okay, oneness with self. And when we're in that space, it's like we have a much more clearer view about, you know, our plan, or how we're going to, you know, a plan, or where we're going to go. But also not just that, but we're more knowing and being within ourselves, and knowing that actually we've got this sort of thing. And sometimes we've just got to like go with the flow. So there's a new way of thinking or being, and how energy works as well. So, and actually I'm hearing also for some of you, because of this new, you know, like you've processed some things as well, that there is, that your energies are lifting. So there's a new, for some of you, there's a new energy surge that's coming up in the next, you know, in this next week. So utilize it, okay? But don't overdo it, because it's about, you know, balance as well, okay? So Smithsonite, oh gosh, I think I've got to read that one out. Smithsonite is a powerful stone that is here to soothe your mind and calm your emotions. It helps one refresh their emotional body, and helps in the reevaluation of the situations causing distress. Okay, Smithsonite pushes one's mind into a state of clarity when emotions may feel overwhelming. Okay. Cool. Wonderful, beautiful green healing stone. So, yeah. It's quite a vibrant energy, that one, isn't it? Look, I can see it like looking into the camera, how like it's just like really glowing. Well, to me it is anyway. Maybe to you too. So, feel into their energies. And like I say with all the time, and I will always I'll try and remember to just like, if you can't get a hold of it, Google it. Thank God for technology these days. And you maybe look for most places that have them, like talk about crystals, you'll find out more, with whichever one you more resonate with. It may not be that you may not resonate with all of them, but maybe one of them. If you can't physically get a hold of it, like I say, Google it and find a really nice image of one. There's a lot of sites will have a really nice image of it, and that resonates with you, and connect with it, feel the energy in it. So sometimes I just Google like images of whatever, and I'll come up with quite a few. So these are the Kuan Yin cards, and I'm just shuffling now and seeing what she's got to ask. Oh, you know what, I'm going to go with that one, because it's just like I wasn't expecting that. Okay, number 7. Okay, let your world spin on its axis. So that's 7, because we have that 7, and it's like creation. Okay, that's that creation, and learning that and realizing that you are the creator of whatever it is that you want to create, basically. And it's about taking action. It's about, you know, taking action. It's about researching. It's making, you know, taking the time to make time to do whatever it is that you need to do to create what it is that you want. because it's no good, you know, like if you're going to just sit on your ass and not do anything, you've got to like take action and make some sort of movement towards, to help the process, to get the process, to put energy in the process, you know, not just behind it, but in it, during it, and in front of it, because it's like, you know, you're working in all aspects, in all areas of it, because you're putting forward good feelings and good thoughts as well. Okay, so let the world spin on its axis. I'll just hold this up, because this is the different way of communicating the messages through in this deck. So, okay, number 7. There are times when change is needed in order for a dream to manifest. Oh my goodness. I answer your prayers with what is needed to bring them to fruition. Sometimes that means life will appear to be messy for a time, but know that this is nothing to fear. Though you may feel like your world has been tipped upside down, soon it will settle into a beautiful new order, all the better to support your divine destiny. Isn't that beautiful? And we were just kind of like talking about that, if we're looking at the wider picture. Beautiful. Okay, so in the inner reading, I'll just read this part too, this paragraph or two. So in the reading, a change will soon be upon you, and whatever appears to be one way will likely appear to be quite the other way. If you are struggling, let go. Life is happening. Don't worry about how it will work out, and learn to find simple ways to be grounded whilst all is in disarray. Gosh. Sometimes you'll feel as though you have been tipped upside down and pulled inside out, but there's a secret. If you don't try to control it, and if you realize you don't have to be afraid, you may actually come to enjoy it. You see, you are being offered a gift, not only of change in your life, but also of more aliveness. Will you embrace it? You'll be so glad that you did. The changes that are happening for you are actually part of how your prayers are being answered. Do not fight against the creation of your own dream. Let life move you, even if it makes no sense, because you are disorientated by the disarray. In time, you will see how what seemed like a problem was actually part of the solution. Isn't that amazing? So there you go. I'm just going to pop that one up here as well, in between those two. Cool. So, kind of falls into play with what else was coming, what the other cards were saying as well. Pretty amazing. So, anyway, now I'm just going to draw a couple of cards out here just to finish off, and they're probably going to clarify and bring a little bit more light to the fore, or forward, for you. And I'll also just know that I do shuffle these between each read, so I do them in 3 blocks, and blocks of 3. And so, starting from like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, so not always in that order. So I'm just asking for a card. Let's just shuffle. Oh, there we go. Or 2 or 3. What come through? So I'm going to definitely take this first one, the 10 of Swords. So the end of a situation or phase is the 10 of Swords. So something is coming to an end. I'm not going to take those because there's like friggin' 10 in there. Yeah, so something is coming to the end of a situation. And I just noticed as I did like that I'm not going to take those ones, because there is like not just so much what I said, but it's more the action. So what I'm hearing is behind that is like not taking, you know, it's like, okay, even though it's like letting go of control that was there, this is in a different way. It's like like making a decision, basically, taking action. It's like, and what, if it doesn't feel right, then don't do it. That's, what I mean? So, and it's your call, basically. But it's not so much being in control, or out of control, or in that sort of a way what Kuan Yin was talking about there. It's just like, sometimes if it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. So I'm not, like, I just did not take that, okay? And I'm feeling it's more like in the sense of, like somebody maybe being a little bit pushy with some of yous, and like saying, oh, and bringing through this negative energy. And so it's like, which is like holding you off from, say, doing your project. And it's like, so don't let their energy get you down. And I know sometimes it can be really tricky, or really challenging to do that. But it's just stay in your own bubble and stay in your own, in your own bubble, yeah, in your own space, okay, with your own knowing and your own knowing and being, and having that faith, and using these energies, these crystal energies, to help lift your energy, to support you through this time that you are making, not being in control, or allowing life to take you through it, and it's just, it's just going with that flow. And but also but also making decisions about what you're willing to accept, and not, what you're willing to accept, but also letting them know what you're not going to accept as well. So this is like, it's in that sense, it's speaking like with the soda light that's come through. In that sense. So they're like, so light is encouraging rational thought and objectivity, truth and intuition, along with verbalization of feelings, that sort of thing. Cool. So, and then the other card that's fallen out is the Four of Swords. So there's some sort of recuperation and convalescence. So some of yous may be in that sort of space now, and it's like, and if it came out in reverse, so you may be resisting it. There may be times when you just like need to like rest, or sit down, or, and not do anything, and just go like, what, fuck it, I'm not going to do anything today. I was going to mop the floor, but I'm not going to mop the floor, or I was going to clean the bathroom, but I'm not going to clean the bathroom now. I'm just going to sit. I'm not going to rush around, that can just wait for like a couple of hours, or, it's like it's about, prioritizing or reprioritizing your list of things to do, because things, sometimes shit happens and things come up. So it's like, when I say shit, I don't mean like negative shit either. So sometimes stuff happens and we get waylaid with time or whatever. And sometimes, if it's the wrong time of the month, if it's that time of the month, we can, as a woman, and hormonally, there can be changes. So our energy levels can, fluctuate. So it's about recuperation and rest, taking a little bit of time out as well. So don't resist it, because in that time is a really good time for processing as well. Not processing what is going on, mind, body, spirit, and soul-wise, and moving with that flow, which is what Kuan Yin was saying, talking about, was going with the flow of as well of life in that way as well. Sometimes, and you're going to feel a little bit maybe all over the place and a little bit slowed down, because we do have some somebody's like trying to tell me something. We do have some planets in retrograde. I think Mercury's coming out now, is coming out of the retrograde now or soon. So that will ease off with some signs. And I think Neptune's coming in and Pluto's coming in, so things could get a little bit weird for a little bit there. But it's just know it's like this will pass, and use these planets energies as well as these beautiful crystal energies in nature, to help you move through it. Don't fight it, go with the flow. So the next card out is the King of Cups, and that is in reverse as well. So there's something to do with and the Cups is always about emotions and feelings. because of the water in it. So there'd be a water sign. So there may be a connection with a water sign. This one here with the swords, because there's two there. It's about, you know, thinking, thoughts, words, actions, life challenges, and that sort of thing. So there may be somebody that's like, you know, that is an air sign that's around you that may be not so much blocking you, but in some ways there may be one that's helping you, that can work through it, helping you to work through it. But another side of you, maybe, you know, there may be someone that is working against you as well. But I just feel it's more so in the sense that somebody is, you know, there that is an air sign that will help you or is helping you, that can help you out in that way. The other side of it is like, because it was in reverse, it's like, yeah, there's just a resistor, because you may be overthinking things. So it's just like letting things, you know, like as in overthinking things in the sense like, you know, I've got to get this done, blah, blah, blah. But it's like taking a break, allowing yourself to take that break. So, and then we have the King of Cups, okay, so which is in reverse as well. So the King of Cups, the theme with the King of Cups is about one who both loves and fears. So he's one that, you know, is like, as far as like commitment wise, there may be somebody, a male energy that's in your life that's not wanting to commit to something, not necessarily a relationship, could be for some of you, but it's also about committing to a business venture, or committing to some sort of project, or just committing to, you know, being there in some way or form, okay, because of something, you know, because it's like, there's a part of him that would love to, but he won't go in fully, or he's reluctant to go in, you know, in fully because of, you know, the fear of, you know, letting his emotions getting in the way, you know, that fear sort of thing, allowing his emotions to get in the way of being hurt or something like that, or with whatever it is, okay? It's like feels like, for some of them, it's like he feels like they may have been there before and got hurt, or it's not panned out. And others, it's like there is just that genuine fear of like, maybe it goes back to them, maybe not feeling good enough, or not feeling like they can do it, and, you know, self-confidence. So it may be you that's not going back to that soda light. Maybe in you, it's that self-acceptance, confidence, and trust, and that sort of self-esteem and all that sort of thing that may be in there. And I'm just feeling like with that soda light might be a good one for a lot of you, because it's like we tend to, about boosting the immune system as well, and the metabolism. But I'm drawn to the metabolism, immune system. It may be, and once the immune system is built up, we can feel a lot better within ourselves. So you may be feeling a little bit run down with this, while there's why there is this recuperation and convalescence things. So I just feel like there's something in there with those two there that maybe looking at. So if you boost your immune system, you know, if we're eating well, we're hydrating well, we exercise, we're kind of some sort of balance, and, you know, a little bit of everything in there, we're usually feeling a lot, you know, better within ourselves, aren't we? And so just having a look at and think about finding that balance within there as well. But I do feel like there's something like doing something, but in making a decision, you know, not allowing yourself to be overcome by your fears, basically, yeah. So there may be someone that is around you that is like that, or you might be that person, and that may be that person for some of you is that Taurus. That some of you, it's that person there that is like, you know, maybe in like getting in your way in a way. So I'm just hearing stay grounded, stay strong, stay strong within yourself, and keep going with the flow, and not giving up, okay? Not giving up. because I do feel like there's some sort of something comes, there would be some sort of signs that along the way that you're going to see, and it's just going to give you, you know, which is going to bring, you know, an end to a situation or phase, if you're not already there. But there's probably some signs, I would say, that will come forth, and it'll just give you that little bit of like more hope, inspiration, aspiration, and just to keep going, you know, like with whatever it is that you're doing, because there's something that you're doing, like Kuan Yin says, is just let her help you. Put out your prayers, because she's that one, she's that energy, or that goddess of compassion, and she's one, like it's been said that by the Buddhist monks, I did a little bit of reading, that when you're putting out your prayers, that you can say them to her, or if she catches wind of it, so you say them to her, put them out there and call her in, that she can help you to make them come true, to help you manifest whatever it is. But it's like, obviously we've got to put action into it. So basically Kuan Yin, I'll just feel like I need to like read a little bit in the introduction. It's quite a nice little brief explanation. So Kuan Yin is a divine being originally honored in the Buddhist traditions of East Asia. So, she is said to have lived upon this earth, and in her passing to have decided to remain spiritually connected to the earth to help all beings reach spiritual enlightenment. She is known as a Bodhisattva. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. And a being who has dedicated her spiritual path to the freedom and happiness of all beings. Her sole purpose is to help all humanity awaken to their divine destiny. Okay. So basically, she's the Chinese goddess of compassion, mercy, kindness. Beautiful. Anyway, then we have the Five of Cups, and that was in reverse as well. So there's some, and Five of Cups is about regret and sorrow. So it's in reverse, but I'm going to turn it up the right way, because there may be something that, and why I'm turning that, it's like it's keeping, and I feel like this is more about not so much like if you don't. Okay, so what I'm hearing is like, if it's keeping on that path of positivity, I'm hearing sustainability, keeping yourself moving in, you know, forward in positivity and inspiration towards what it is that you're wanting to achieve, because it's kind of like, you know, to avoid when you're looking back, that regret and sorrow. For some of you, because I'm turning it around, it's like you may be in this space of regret and sorrow, and you're resisting moving forward, okay? And that because in this cup, in the Five of Cups, there are two cups, you know, they're still left behind, but they've walked away from it and left it behind. So some of you may be like still like looking back over your shoulder, because there's three there that have been tipped over, you know, and or, you know, sorted them out. It's how they've been, like, how they're showing me to, how they, which is how they're trying to explain it, to get it through. It's like not crying over spilt milk, basically. Even though it's not milk, there's water, it's water, but over your emotions and things like that. But there's three there to the side and in front that have been looked at, viewed, sorted. There's two in the back, but they've realised this is showing me that they can walk away from it. So for some of you, you may not be walking away from it. You may be just still hanging on to some bits and pieces, which is why these crystals are here to help you out with that. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm going to turn that around. So I'm going to leave it there. And with lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy from us, excitement and adventure. And we will see you next Monday. Okay? Anyway, bye for now. Gosh, next Monday it's going to be July. Wicked.